and welcome back. Today, is it day 3? I think it's day 3 of Tavern Talk. Let's see who will visit us today. My shipment of infusions finally arrived this morning. I now have access to some fair crystals and frozen pine cones, whatever that means. Together with Fable's Phoenix chilies, I have 3 infusions now. I'll unpack them later when I have some time. I have a feeling they'll be of use soon. Me too. So we can give someone fire resistance. So... Innkeep, a drink for me and this lanky Paul. It's good to see you, Lynn. She meant to say, please. You're back, Fable. Welcome back, Fable. You look alive. Thank you. I am. That seemed like a given. I'm just happy to see them doing well. And with a friend. We ain't friends. Aw, we're not? So you two didn't form a party? No. Oh. Then what's the drink about? They may be very annoying, but they did just help me solve a family feud of 10 years. So I do owe them some of your dishwater at the very least. Some of your dishwater? Family feud. So the werewolf was your family? I wouldn't call it a feud. More of a miscommunication. No, it was a feud. Is it spelled? Is it pronounced feud? I feel like feud implies a certain level of hostility. I was gonna kill him. I thought that was a joke. It wasn't. Oh. But no one died? No. Elfie here was able to prevent that. Yes, charisma! It's Fable. Whatever. Does this perchance have something to do with your quest? It does. I stopped her from killing the werewolf. Elaborate, please? I was going to kill the werewolf. They stopped me from killing the werewolf. What's not to get? A lot? I think she's confused because the quest was to save the villagers from the werewolf. And now it sounds like I saved the werewolf from you. Which I did. Kind of. I also remember you saying you didn't want the quest, Lynn. I didn't. Was there by chance? Sure. They were both stealing sheep. Was not. Sure was. Uh-huh. Adventuring don't pay what it used to. So you steal other people's sheep? Mind your own business. How did any of this lead to a successful quest? Well, where do I start? How about at the beginning? Right, I was born on a half-crescent dreaming moon. No, not that far. Of the quest, Fable. Right, the quest. Traveling, there was no trouble. I know enough shortcuts to travel through the Ashen Grove swiftly. I reached the borders of Tregarin right around dusk. The Ashen Grove thins out around there, and you can catch a glimpse of the white fields and vineyards, as well as see one farm after the other. An idyllic sight. Well, at least before sunset. Do you have any trouble in the dark? Emotionally? Visually? A little. I mean, I reckon I can still see more than a human could, but darkness is darkness, and I'm no owl. Thank God, you're already weird enough. Imagine the damage you'd do if you could turn your head all the way around. Oh, that would be creepy. Who says I can't? Please don't. Just kidding. Anyway, luckily darkness doesn't affect my hearing. Not the normal kind. What? Nothing. Okay, I heard a creaking fence and footsteps that were failing at keeping quiet. Your ears are failing at being small. So I snuck closer and I saw a werewolf-esque shape picking up a tiny sheep. I was petting it. Well, I thought she was going to eat it. So I summoned up all my courage and I stepped out of the shadow and I said, "Good evening, werewolf. Please put down the sheep." I didn't expect them to be entirely in their right mind, of course, but I wanted to be polite. I thought it might confuse her, and maybe that would calm her down. It confused me, alright. Who the heck sees a werewolf and the first thing they do is greet them? A polite person. Or an insane one. It worked, didn't it? Because I ain't no werewolf. He wasn't that different. But I'm skipping ahead. To my surprise, instead of a growl, the werewolf, or not a werewolf, responded with a what? So the confusion part had worked, but I hadn't really expected that response. So I said again, "Please put down the sheep." And she asked, "Why?" And I said, "Well, because stealing sheep isn't very nice." And she asked who I was. No, I asked, "Who are you? A guard?" I was about to introduce myself when we heard this blood-curdling howl. It sounded like someone had ripped a hole into the fabric of reality and then pierced it with a horrid yell. Please, it was barely a bark. And it made the blood freeze in my veins. I heard panting and heavy footsteps, and I barely dared to turn around. You turned around immediately. And when I I stared into the twisted face of a werewolf. Yellow gleaming eyes. Gleaming with the jaundice? I don't know what that means. Sharp teeth, giant claws. He looked like he wanted to eat me right up. He did. But before I could beg for mercy, suddenly something rushed past me and lunged at the werewolf. When I regained my composure, Alan and the werewolf were on the ground, fighting tooth and nail. And the sheep you were holding? Obviously, I set it down at that point. Good. So we went to Fable's aid. No, dang it. I noticed the wolf's flannel rags. They were blue, checkered, had an uneven print. Just like the kind of stuff Uncle Dragon likes to wear. That old beep. Hey, why can't I say that? Beep, beep, beep. What the F? A youth protection. The age rating system is quite harsh. Beep. Anyway, it was dressed like Uncle Dragon, smelled like Uncle Dragon, thought like him too. I was joking when I brought it up before, you know. Haven't seen an old man in years. Was coping about it by joking. That's the only way I can talk about him these days. Because of the feud? Yes. Used to be my favorite uncle, but then he changed. Became irritable and angry, distant. Fought a lot with Uncle Fedor. Cared more about the moon than he did his own family. Eventually he just left, ran away, without a word. Left us and Uncle Fedor behind, worried and senseless. Until we found a letter saying not to look for him and all their savings missing. Swore I was gonna kill him if I ever saw him again. Always thought he just couldn't face up to his problems. Turns out his solution was just to get those problems as far away from everyone as possible. Idiot. Did you talk it out with your fists? I tried, but Alfie stopped me. I'm glad I did. How did you figure that out? Well, she was yelling at him. I didn't understand half of it, but I could tell she was angry and hurt. I tried to get their attention by telling them to stop, but they wouldn't listen, so I shot an arrow right next to both of the heads. My aim was a little shaky, so I did end up grazing Mr. Dragon's ear. But it got them to stop for long enough to start listening to me. I threatened them that if they didn't stop to talk, I would shoot them both. I would have never done it, of course. But they must have believed me, because they actually stopped to listen. Looked mighty scary there, little Paul. Thank you. Maybe. Thank you. I sat them down and did my best to be an insurmountable obstacle between them. If they wanted to fight, they would have to go through me. That sounds rather dangerous. It was. Wouldn't have stopped fighting for them. Wouldn't have stopped for them. What? You're the size of a stick. You think you could stop 2 angry wolves? Anyway. I used the opportunity to figure out what was going on. And that's how I found out about Mr. Dragon and Carolyn and the miscommunication. Feud. The feud, sure. Turns out that after Mr. Dragon was turned, he was too ashamed to admit it. But he couldn't stop the changes and ended up hurting all the people he cared about. That's no excuse, of course. No, it ain't. We had known we would have helped him best we could. At the very least, we would have built a sturdy shed with scratch-proof walls for full moons. He didn't think that would have happened, though. So he decided to fix the problem by leaving, deal with it alone, and so on. But that only made it worse. Of course, he was too embarrassed to come back, so he just focused on the whole werewolf thing and not any human things. Or Vukakan things, so to speak. Trying to find a cure, trying to avoid the moon, trying to find a place to sleep, stealing sheep. That's something they have in common. The sheep. And now the stubbornness and the unwillingness to ask for help. But the sheep too. But they had to talk about it. That silent resentment wasn't good for either of them. And you got them to do that? The little stick is oddly persuasive. I was talking about it before I even realized I didn't want to. Maybe because you did want to? Maybe. How did it go? Fine. It'll take some time to accept his apology. We'll have to see him change first and apologize to Uncle Fido and the rest. But it was good to see him again. Guess a hug did feel better than a great sword in his gut. Wonderful. Of course, there's still a problem with the whole werewolf thing. Idiot got so obsessed with the cure, he still can barely control himself. We helped him realize that even the cure couldn't change what he had done. That he has to accept he's different now and learn how to live again. Of course it won't be easy, no change ever is. I learned that from you. But we have a group of werewolves living near our settlement. A small community that enjoys the company of our warm trees. We play charades with them a lot and they taught me about the phases of the 7 moons and the secrets of the moon signs. That sounds like a bunch of beep. It's real, you're a crescent moose. What? We introduced Mr. Dragon to them and they promised they would take him in and help him deal with his lycanthropy. That sounds great. It is. It's a happy ending. I wouldn't call it an ending, rather the beginning of something new. So the end of one adventure is just the beginning of another one. Exactly. I like that. So after your heroic therapy session, you two decided to grab a drink together. But offered to spend a day at a settlement. But they don't serve anything strong enough for my tastes. Plus Elfie was dying to get back here. Was talking about how they needed to update you on everything non-stop. Would think they live here or something. I had to report back about the quest. I'm glad you did. They also started crafting something with the werewolves. Huh? Ah! Said something about it being for you and keep. Oh, really? Yeah. It's not finished yet, but I'll let you know, I promise. It wasn't that hard, was it? Well... Now I'm interested. So, a drink. What can I offer you, Lynn? Surprise me with something that fits my brawn. By which I mean, make me the usual. Strength never gets old. Sure. One southern brawler coming up. 1, 2, 3. A little bit of defense. A little bit of charisma. Southern brawler ready. There you go. Surprise. Not bad. You should do this professionally. I am. I think about it. Faber, what about you? Do you have something that will calm me down? Maybe even bring some of my agility back? Like a swift strike back to my senses. I've had a stressful day, night, morning, sequence of events. Sure. Swift strike. One swift strike coming up. Agility. 1, 2, 3. One brain. Perfect. Swift strike. There you go. Here you go. Thank you. Wow, this is perfect. As always. You look tired. Have you considered sleep? They do look like they're going to pass out any second. So do you. Maybe sleep is a good idea. Callan, do you have a place to sleep? I can sleep anywhere. It's a talent. It's depressing. I have a room available. You can stay there. Humph. Sounds good. How much? I count it as payment for your help with the quest. Fine. Later, Elfie. See you later. And she's gone. Later. Are you heading home, Fable? Yes, I've been gone for a whole day. I need to get back and make sure everything is still growing correctly. Maybe take a nap first? Yes, that too. Did you enjoy your first quest? I did. It was scary and different from what I expected. And I didn't know I was so good at pretending to be charming. Have you considered that you weren't pretending? Get her confidence up? You did well, Fable. Thank you. I hope that wasn't my only adventure. I think this is just the beginning. That would be nice. We have more quests if you want to take one. Do you think I'm going to save the world one day? That's a very tall order. You're right. I'm not cut out for that. I didn't say that. I would just prefer it if the world didn't end. Right. But if it does, you're the first person I'd ask for help. Maybe you should ask Callan first, but I'd be happy to be second. And we'll see. Let's hope we won't. I like this world, and you have a point. We shouldn't hope for such a calamity. Even if it would make for a good song. Or a sad one. Or both. I'm going to head home now. Do that. I stock up on quests for you. I can't wait. See you soon. See you soon. Next guest? Who will it be? Oh, you again. Without the hood this time. We're getting closer. Good evening to you too. Oh, you're taking a quest? Which one? This quest. It wasn't here yesterday. That is correct. It seems dangerous. It is? Which one? And mysterious. Sure. Like me. Are you dangerous? You could be a little less mysterious by telling me your name. Zephyr. Oh, we got a name! Did the wind carry you in? Nice pun. No, my legs. I want that quest. Well, you can have it. Not just literally, physically, emotionally, okay? Emotionally? I want to take on that quest. Go to the castle to get the cape. Oh, that quest. I mean... Yes. Okay, are you alright? Well, no one has gone to the castle yet, so if someone would like to go, they would be welcome to. So you know of the castle? Yes. It seems strange. It is. A vampire lives there. I heard rumors, whisperings of a strange, fiendish woman residing there. What a coincidence, me too. Has she ever frequented your tavern? No, not recently. She has? Once. I had a vampire mixer. Interesting. So she was only here at night? Yes. Would you say she was unnaturally pale? She's a vampire. No, she had a lot of makeup on. But below that mask. Sure, yes. Would guess she looks pretty dead below that. What kind of drink did she order? Blood? Interest. You sell blood? Of course. Whose blood? Mine? I don't know. Did you hear about the wolves avoiding the castle? Really? All of them? Yes, she has a lot of werewolf traps set up, but all animals seem to steer clear of Marrow Castle. They say its doors are always locked, so nothing can go inside or leave. And anything that tries to merges into her land in one way or another. As a grave, a pile of decorative bones, dirt feeding rotting flowers. They say death clings to a doorstep like an everlasting melody. Sounds like a strange place. Like a tomb for something still alive. Or for a goth. Or that. Goth or vampire, she seems to be a thief. It appears so. Do you not sympathize with that? Thievery is an honorable skill, but must be performed in secret. Or you're not worth the coins you pocket. Also, stealing a man's cape is just plain rude. Why are you so talkative all of a sudden? I suppose. Only thing worse than that is stealing a man's hat. Not if it's cursed. Especially then. Point is, if you can't defend yourself from having your trophies reclaimed, you must live with the consequences. The consequences being you? Exactly. It definitely sounds like you know what you're doing. Of course I do. I'm one with the shadows and the wind, gone before they even notice I'm there. So you could easily swipe something else along with the cape, right? Certainly. Gold, gemstones, other treasures, whatever pays the bill. What about some interior decorations? For me? Like what, for example? Just something to pretty up my tavern a little bit. Maybe something useful that also doubles as a decoration. Like a chair. Stealing a whole chair sounds like a little too ambitious for your first quest with me. I'd prefer something smaller, like a little trinket. My walls are still a little bit empty. They are? Wait, you're being serious? Absolutely. A memento that once belonged to an eccentric vampire sounds like a wonderful addition to the tavern. I see what I can do. You won't be disappointed. Well then, I trust you to deliver yourself to a doorstep and a cape back to me. Along with a neat little addition to my interior design. Sounds like I'll need a few stamps. Would you like some? No, too traceable. How about a drink then? I could do with one of those. I heard your drinks inspire transformation of great magnitude. Allow you to dip into parts of yourself that you weren't previously aware of. Raise yourself up from your shadow. Say, what do you trade them for? How about a joke? I'm tempted to do that. But I don't think he can joke, so I go with secrets. Secrets. I have many. Grant me one. I shall. I know this may come as a shock to you, but I was here before, just yesterday. I know. You may not remember because you barely noticed me in the shadows. I was so stealthy I spent hours just watching you from afar. Oh wait, yesterday? Was he here yesterday? That is definitely a secret. You cleaned a lot of glasses, served everyone with a smile. You looked so worried after the adorable green one left. Like you thought they might trip straight into a monster's maw. You're swift with your hands and fast with the knife. Alright, enough secrets. You may have one of my renowned drinks. And some of my renowned infusions. In fact, I just got a fresh shipment today. Was finally able to unpack them. Infusions? Intriguing. What vile magic do you have to offer? For your purposes, I think you could benefit from either some fair crystals or a frozen pine cone. The frozen pine cones have absorbed some of nature's icy properties. They can help you form a magical frost barrier that will hurt those trying to harm you. The fair crystals hail straight from Avalon, allegedly. If consumed, they'll turn you invisible eventually, and for a bit. The duration is a bit unpredictable. I've also got some phoenix chilies, but I don't think those would be very useful for your situation. Interesting. So what dark depth of yourself are you looking to explore? I fear that Lady Evelyn may be of the undead nature. So I must be strong and vigorous if I want my stake in her heart before her fangs are near my neck. Though that does sound appealing. Aren't you already a vampire? The strength I can do. And some frost armor should help with the fangs. Or perhaps the smarter route would be to evade her wrath entirely. To outstealth her and steal the cape from right under her pale nose. So that she may lie in the shame of having lost against me. I think such an approach would require a certain amount of dexterity. And some invisibility could help with staying unseen, should my speed and agility not be enough. But isn't she invisible? So how do you counter her invisibility? Help me with the decision and keep. Your wisdom is no secret, is it? Now that I have access to infusions, I have to be careful of how they interact with other ingredients. Oh, I do? They might alter the drink in a way where I have to use different ingredients than usual. I should make sure to keep an eye on the coaster shape. A coaster shape? So that I mix the correct recipe. Maybe I should even try adding an infusion first and then adjusting the drink from there. Let's give it a try. So we will actually... what am I supposed to do? I mean, he seems like he's more of the thief type. So I guess he could outsteal her, like out-stealth her, I don't know. But if she has the coat on, then he would never be able to steal it because she has it on. What to do? Fight or stealth? Difficult. I'm leaning more towards stealth, just because he talked about thieving and like that, and he's already pretty stealthy. So I think that will help more than fighting. What's this? Sparkling Nebula. Okay. So I think I'll go with the Swift Strike. Hopefully that will help. And then it would be... Wait. Where can I look at the infusions? Oh, this one. Fire Crystal. Invisibility. But it isn't sure... Like, it's very unpredictable. I don't like that. I don't like the unpredictability. So maybe we should go with... I can't decide. I guess we'll go with attack then. The other one sounded too unsure, like she is invisible, she has it on, then the invisibility crystal is too unpredictable. So it's difficult. But then he will kill her if we use the attacking drink. I can't decide. Okay, you know what? I'll go with my first option. Let's put this in. And then Swift, swift, swift. Oh, this makes it already full. Swift Strike is ready. There you go. Here you go. A drink that all vampires fear. Garlic Breath? Not quite, but that's a good name. May I steal it? You don't ask for permission before you steal something and keep. Then it's no longer a clever ruse, but a mere trade. I see. Did you hear about my new drink, the Garlic Breath? Huh. Good one. Tastes like not garlic, but just as fearsome to a vampire. You don't find garlic scary? No, only the absence of it. That makes two of us. Hopefully this will help me evade her. I'm not prepared for a fight, but I won't need one if my steps are swift and quiet as the wind. So he is not prepared for a fight. Perfect. And if she can't see me... Goodbye, Innkeep. I would say pray the sun will carry me back to you. Oh, please survive, but my hopes do not lie with the realm keepers, and I shall be damned if they control my fate. Expect to see me again after the next sunfall. If you do not, speak of vengeance. Vengeance makes for an early grave, or for a good story. Farewell. Oh, please survive. Or for a bitter end. Oh, Lynn. Oh, you are taking the other quest? I'm taking this quest and a drink. Great. Did you sleep well? What? Sleep? How was it? Ah, fine. Too long. Didn't sleep that much in ages. Sounds like you needed it. No, your beds are just too comfortable. It was hard to get up. Of course, my apologies. I will make sure to take your feedback into consideration. Would you like a drink as compensation? Think I already said that. Make me something strong that will wake me up and keep me up too. That will keep her up? I mean, it is this one, right? 1, 2... Doesn't she want another drink? She always takes the same one. How very... boring. There you go. Something strong coming right up. That is strong. Just the right amount of too much. Maybe I should call this drink the Callan. No, you shouldn't. Anyway, the quest. Yes, the quest. I'm taking it. So you said. Okay. I see it is my turn to make conversation. I miss Fable. Isn't it a bit too soon for another quest? You just returned. It has been hours since I've done anything but sleep, chat and drink. I'm getting antsy. If I sit still for too long, it feels like my bones are disintegrating and I forget who I am. I think that's called boredom. It's torture. That too? Well, borrowing is not what I would call this quest in the slightest. Stealing from a chimera for vampire sunscreen couldn't get more reckless than that. It could be taking Alfie along. What? Fair point. Please don't. I won't. So the saliva's for a vampire. Vampire sunscreen. Can't a vampire get the chimera goo themselves? It's a wyvern chimera. Vampires and fire don't mix too well. Also, if everyone just did their own quest, the quest economy would be in shambles. Suppose that would be terrible for your business. Indeed. Does it bother you that it's for a vampire? No. Does it make you nervous? No. You did mention that you like fangs. Did I mention that I have a great sword 3 times the size of your head? I'm sure a vampire would find that impressive. We are not impressed at all. Have you ever encountered a chimera before? No, not a real one. Got me thinking, ain't it kinda blasphemous to steal from a draconic guardian? Depends, are you religious? Guess not. Then no. Would it be if I was? Don't think so. Chimeras steal riches all the time, and they were created to be guardians by the protectors of the realms. So stealing something to protect someone else seems in line with that doctrine. Good thing you ain't a priest. You'd do a piss poor job. Thank you. Is blasphemy what you're most worried about? I ain't worried. Okay, nervous. Ain't that either. Then what is it? Excitement, I suppose? Excitement? Don't laugh. I'm not laughing. I'm asking. Ah. Yes, excitement. I've never encountered a guardian before. I've always I've always sort of wanted to. Why haven't you? Ain't exactly easy to find one, or to survive one. This seems like a great opportunity for you then. It is. What's it about guardians? It's less about the guardian, more about what I created it. And maybe a little about the chimera. It's got a dragon head, right? Yes, modeled after its creator, I would guess. So let me rephrase that. What is it about dragons and chimeras with dragon heads? They're cool. Same, Lynn. Dragons are cool. Also, when I was little, my Baba used to tell me bedtime stories about the dragons every night. She was a great adventurer and encountered many of the creations on her journeys. Not sure if it's true, but she always claimed she met each of the realm keepers themselves. Had little keepsakes from them and all. My sword's one of those, passed on to me before she left. One day she was just gone. I think she wanted to spend her last moments somewhere else. I like to think she visited one of the dragons one last time. Your family has a leaving problem. At least she left our savings alone. That sword and her stories are all I have left of her. Going on this quest, it almost feels like I'm stepping into a memory of hers. Did she ever tell you about a wyvern chimera? No, was the only kind she never encountered. Had quarrels with those feline ones, different varieties of skates, even a cow one I think, but never found a wyvern one in all her years. Would have been nice to be able to tell her the story when I return. If I return. I'm sure you will. You can tell the story to me. I don't know if I make for a good barber, but I do enjoy a good tale. I think about it. You already got me talking too much. This is you talking too much? So you like dragons? I do, I really do. They're fascinating creatures, very interesting, very magical. They are fascinating and magical. Used to pretend I was one when I was little, really wanted their magic and their wings. You can just ask them for the magic, not sure about the wings. I ain't a priest either. Besides, I'm a warrior, don't do all that magic shit. Oh, sorry, beep. Why not? I like my sword and my muscles. They're a good combo. And I don't need to rely on anyone, not even dragons. A little help never hurt anybody. A little self-reliance don't either. True. You say so. Does that mean you don't want a drink to pep you up, Lynn? Didn't say that. I see. That doesn't count as help. That's prepayment for me taking on your quest. Sure. You'll be happy to hear that I have some incredible infusions to offer that could greatly help with your quest. The chilies, for example, fire resistance. Nah, that sounds unnecessarily complicated. Let's keep it simple. Alright, what can I get you then? I reckon a little bit of a boost for this buddy couldn't hurt. Heard they're quick and toothy, so I need to be too hardy for its bite. Some defense might come in handy. Or something for the brain. Baba talked quite a lot about how much I enjoy good ruse. Maybe I can outsmart it with the right play. But I need some intelligence for that. Won't be risking it all on the bad idea. Are you sure you don't want any infusions? Just a little bit of phoenix chili would make you fire resistant. That could be very useful in a fight. Dragons, you're stubborn. Sure, I try one. And on the topic of trickery. No, one is enough. Either you mix defense with your weird chilies or you go heavy on the intelligence. Don't need any more of your fancy tricks. I don't care which one you pick. That's your job, figure it out. We go with defense. I mean, she's a very heavy, muscular. I don't think brains would help with that. Right? But what else would we have? I mean, these things wouldn't help. Where are the rings here? We go with defense. Though I am interested in seeing what she would do with brains. Should we go with the little dangerous ones? I think I might try it, actually. And can't we just use the chilies either way? No. Okay. I go with the Rady one because I'm interested to know what would come out of it. And what if she dies? Well, alright. She won't die. She won't die. She's strong enough already. So, and she took a strength thing. Figured it out? Thanks. Hope you seasoned it with some trickery. It does feel weird, like my brain is sparkling. No refunds. How urgent is the sunscreen? Pretty urgent. The sun tends not to take a break, even for vampires. Maybe he should sunbath less then. That might solve his problems. Might. But he's a little bit of an idiot. But when has an easy solution ever been fun? That's why I gave you that drink. It has to be fun. Good point. I see what I can do. Maybe they got some mice in that mangrove. Good luck. Won't be needing it. I'll be waiting to hear of your exploits upon your return. Please survive. Oh, I am interested to know of her story. How she uses her brain. And the day is over. I'm looking forward to what Zephyr and Lynn will talk about. And if they succeeded. I hope so. I did give Lynn the more weird concoction, but that's okay. Yeah, and we'll see their exploits in the next episode then. See you then. Bye bye.